What's going on? This is Magic Mitch, the food adventurer, and in this video, I'm taking on a giant hot dog challenge that looks a little bit crazy with all of its different toppings. And this battle takes place in Bellevue, Nebraska, which is just south of Omaha, at a restaurant called B&B Classic Dogs, and it's here that I'm taking on their Dogzilla hot dog challenge. And this hot dog comes in at about 2 feet long, and it's broken into 4 different sections with various toppings. You've got 2 sections that have chili and cheese, then you've got a section with mac and cheese and barbecue sauce, and finally, you have a section that has peanut butter and bacon on it. So yeah, looks like we got another crazy and unique food challenge here, because the previous challenge I took on was a burger that also had peanut butter on it, and now we've got a hot dog that has peanut butter, which I'll talk more about that in just a bit. But with this challenge, you have a 25-minute time limit, which I was really hoping I would not need all that time, because actually my eternal eating rival, Eager Ethan, aka the Putrid Filthmonger, he's also done this challenge, and he finished it in 20 minutes and 58 seconds. And also, speaking on that previous challenge, he had also completed that one too, and he just barely managed to sneak under my finishing time, which he was so thrilled about, which he even commented in one of his posts about it, and I quote, "The victory was sweet, but it was even sweeter beating Magic Mitch's finishing time." Okay, Ethan, okay, I see you. Take those shots while you still can. Anyways, like I said, 25 minutes to finish this thing. If you're able to do so, you get the meal for free, which costs $25, and you also get a free shirt and your picture up on their wall of fame. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm always a fan of food challenges that are unique and have a bit of variety to them. Like with this hot dog and all the different toppings, I'm all for it. You get a little bit of this and you get to try a little bit of that. Yeah, I love it. But something about this challenge I wasn't too sure about was how clean I'd be able to keep things during this challenge. Because as a practitioner of the mystic arts, I try my best to keep it clean with my eating. Unlike my eating rival, Eager Ethan, aka the Wretched Abomination, keeping things clean seemed like it would be a tougher job to do in this food adventure. I mean, you've got a slew of different toppings on the saucier side. You've got the cheese, the chili, the peanut butter, all of which could just spill all over the place with any given bite. So I did do my best to try to handle those buns with care, as I stuffed my face with all that goodness in front of me. That's also a big reason why I started gobbling up that big wiener first, because 1, I generally like to eat the proteins first with any challenge, and 2, it's sort of a texture thing, but just having everything together is much harder for me to eat, so that's why I tend to break things down during a challenge, especially when it comes to hot dogs. But also, once I finished with all that meat, it'd be way easier and less likely that I'd be spilling some of those toppings out and having debris all over the place. Now that I think about it, the less leftover debris I would have would probably mean that there's less of a chance that I would have some of that tinfoil too. And I can't say that it's happened to me before, but I know that is a real possibility that can happen. Particularly when you're scraping up the last bits of the topping, and it could just sneak its way in there. I don't know about you, but that's just something I personally would like to avoid. So that is something I try to be conscious of. As far as my thoughts go on this hot dog challenge, I think it's pretty obvious that I'm a fan of it. I really enjoyed the overall presentation of it, and as far as the taste goes for each different section, the nacho cheese, that was probably the one I enjoyed the least. And that's just because I'm not a big fan of nacho cheese in general, but I could still appreciate it as a fitting topping to go with a hot dog. And also, to have it with the chili was a definite plus. Next is the mac and cheese, which I thought was a definite upgrade, especially with that barbecue sauce. And I really found the contrast of flavors between that sauce from the mac and cheese and the sweetness coming from the barbecue sauce to be quite enjoyable. And yes, I'll be the first one to say, these assessments do come with a bit of an asterisk by not having the hot dog with the toppings, and there was a little bit of the toppings mixing in with one another, but I still think I could make a confident assessment that my favorite part was the peanut butter and bacon. And if I were to go back and have one of those combinations and be able to enjoy it as a normal meal, I would definitely go with the peanut butter and bacon, especially since in this case the peanut butter was more on the runny side, so unlike the previous burger challenge with peanut butter, it wouldn't gum up the inside of my mouth nearly as much, which would make it more enjoyable to eat. Another food monstrosity conquered, but also tack on another W for old Mitchy Poo here for finishing another challenge faster than his arch-eating nemesis, Eager Ethan. If you enjoyed watching this video, why stop now? Embark on another video, and when you do, I'll see you there.